So ideally, the table would have either a face cradle, so-called, which you cover with these either one or two things, right? This also you can buy for the table, but for now we just use the Mexican blanket, which is just as good. So just so you see how that looks when you have a professionally draped table, they call it. And then you have either, in our case, since we don't have the face cradle, we use a little pillow for the neck support. So you can either bring a little pillow like this or another towel, like another little hand towel that you can roll. So think about that, maybe make a note later. Good. Then there is these pillows, which are really nice. You can get them also, I don't know, different places. This one is with lavender. It's wonderful. If you have a little smell, I just bought that. That's brand new. And then there's all kinds of different eye pillows, which are lovely when the person is in supine, and you put that on top. And then they relax more if they keep their eyes closed. So you don't have to tell them to close. I mean, I would ask them. I usually ask, do you want to have an eye pillow? Those with the string, they're nice because you can work on the neck and it still stays on. These are going to fall off. But if you do it clever, they stay for a while. And always put a tissue underneath because you're going to use them on different people, right? So you can like fold a tissue like this and just put it like this. Some have rice in it, some have buckwheat, all kinds of things. It enhances your relaxation, experience. In the spas, if you've ever been in a spa, they do it. But it's nice to put a little bit of spa flair into your massage, no? So I just brought that for you to see. And this is the one I use from Relaxation. But I use all kinds of oils too. I try different oils, so it's not so crucial, I think. So who wants to go first on the table? You choose among each other? So, good. Okay, so then one person lie down, please. All right, so let's do a couple of exercises before we even...
Everyone?
No,
oh.
Just the people who are on the table now. So you're just going to clasp your hands and put it... Yeah, the guys and people who are lying on the table. And just stretch out a little bit like this and open your chest, and then maybe bring your head and neck up so you stretch a little bit. Right, like just come up a little bit a few times and hold it a little bit. Use your abdominal muscles. Don't help much, just a little bit, right? And relax. And then the other one, you stretch your arms and your legs all the way out on the table. You just enjoy lying down and stretch out. Just stretch all the way out. Yeah, and let go. Good. And then I have one more where you would bring your feet to touch the soles. It's a little in the way, yeah. And just let your knees fly out, and it opens your groin, which is good to relax, and just lie there a little bit like that. And bring your arms maybe on your hara, which is the center. We're going to start working from the center. So massage is something where we're going to step out from being in the mind and move into the body. So I just wanted to give you some nice little exercises to become aware being in the body. If you could bring your palms to your hara and just touch yourself comfortably on here and relax. Let that go. Great. And just for a moment, close your eyes. Let go. Wherever you come from, work, whatever you have done before, just let it go for a moment. Be present. And take a deep breath in. And then on your next exhalation, I would like you to take a deep breath in and open your mouth and make a sound when you exhale, whatever sound that is. And one more time, a little louder. Yeah, okay, great. And then stretch out your legs. If you have a cover, the partner that you have chosen, please cover them if you do have one. Bring your arms along your side. Okay. So also when your partner is lying down on the table, you want to just have a little bit of look out that they are comfortable in the middle, not too far up, not too far down, depending on the size of the table and the size of the person, right? Bigger people might use up more of the table. Perhaps you have a too small a table, but we make do with what we have now, and that's pretty good. Cover the table with the sheets, then we adjust the table to our height, and then we're good to go, right? Okay, now since we're not, since we're wearing our clothes, we're gonna first, which we're gonna have to do anyway, that's the way I always start a massage, is I just approach the person and then I use my weight. And that's a little bit different, like if you would go to a regular Swedish massage school, where I have graduated, there was not much emphasis on how to use your weight. Body alignment, yes, and that covers a little bit of the weight, but I also studied shiatsu, and there it's a strong emphasis on coming from your center, which I call the hara. I think people are familiar with that terminology. And so you use your weight coming from the center, and therefore you don't get tired, because you're not using primarily here your muscles of the arms to manipulate the person. You're using actually your own weight and apply it to the person, right on it, and therefore you're so much more effective. You don't have to always manipulate. You can, and at times you will, and you have to, but always remember, again, you're coming from here and you're leaning in. So you're leaning with your weight. So it's much easier on you, and you're not going to injure yourself, because you could potentially quite quickly injure your thumbs and so on, and it takes quite some time to get that back into normal, and then we don't want to do that. So I'm going to teach you also some body alignments later on, a little bit today, but mostly then also how you don't stretch your thumb out like that. That you should always be careful not to stretch that ligament so far out, so you're going to overstretch it and it becomes an injury-prone situation. So you keep it together, your hands like that, at most of the times if possible. So let's try. Everybody has a person. Yep. I don't have a person. That's okay. We share. So for the people who give, right? So this is not so easy, because touching somebody, it's very, we're not in a culture where we do this all the time, and it's a little bit precarious. How does the person look? I mean, all these things. So you want to center yourself first. Huh? So you stand comfortably, you make sure you breathe, and most people get a little bit nervous when you first approach a person. I have many times. You get a little bit nervous, because it's a whole human being you're going to touch, and who knows, they have expectation, and what else? It's not that. It's an interesting scenario, what comes up in your mind. So you center yourself. We're going to do that now. stand a little bit, legs hip width apart. The knees are like soft, not locked, and your hips are nice and comfortable, and you're in the body yourself. You let go of your judgment. And I have a nice way of starting aigasho, which, as the Japanese people say, aigasho, or in Indian people do it. You bring your palms together in front of your heart, and you honor yourself for a moment. Namaste. Everybody is familiar with namaste. You greet yourself, your inner god, your inner goddess. And from that kind of energy, then you come, when you feel ready, and you approach your partner by just slowly touching them again, also in their center, in their core center, the hara, with a gentle, non-invasive, you're just there. You're not doing anything. You're just touching them in the hara. You have to look a little bit where that is, right? You don't want to be on the genital area. You don't want to be on the rib cage, on the lower rib cage, because that's too hard. So you want to be right in the abdominal area, so which is soft and pliable and comfortable. Right, that's wonderful. Yeah, and you can either have your hands just flat next to each other or a little bit overlapping, whatever feels comfortable. Right. Now, just one thing to say to this is some people don't like to be touched on the stomach or in the face. Usually they will not come for a massage, but often people leave that out. Many massage therapists don't even go there. It's the arms, it's shoulders, it's the legs, the back, the neck. But they don't touch the face or they don't touch the stomach, because the face is very private and the stomach is very private, right? But I like to include that, and especially because I'm coming from the Oriental background as well, and there we're trained to, if anybody does martial arts or anything, you come from here. You know, that's where your guts are, that's where you want to work from. So I'm approaching, my first approach to every person is like right here. And then you're getting out of your head and into your center, and you lose being, your ego goes away. And you're just there as a vessel to give to that person. Because you don't want to do. You want to be being. It's not so much about doing and fixing them. You can't fix them, right? That's got to be something. I know we always try, oh, we're going to make them feel better, and they're going to reward us, and they're going to say, oh, I feel so much better. They will say that. But the more you give up on that concept that you want to fix somebody or help them, you're just doing what you right now can with your own energy that flows from higher sources into you and comes out and back into the person. That's a good way to approach it. So you can let go of the ego, you're not fixing them, and you're just going to approach them. So try it again. Touch them comfortably. You can also close your eyes, and then we take it a step further. If you feel comfortable in that position, connecting. So you're connecting from your own center, from your own hara to theirs. What a wonderful connection. That's really profound already. That touch feels great. It's very peaceful, very calming. You know, just being there. You're not doing anything yet. This is how great touch is in transporting energy into the other person, just by your presence. And then, when you feel comfortable, we do palpation. And we just move our hands down the leg, on the thigh, slowly, slower, and you use your weight. Now here you're going to use your weight. You transfer your weight into your hands and your arms because they want to feel a little bit of pressure, right? So palpation is, if you just go like this is, you got to be, you lean into it. Open, relaxed hands, open, relaxed finger, and you don't press too hard on the knee joint. All the joints always have to be a little bit protected. And you try to stay in contact with the person. Don't leave like your hands entirely, just stay with them. First touch, first contact. Yeah, using the weight, shifting the weight, leaning in. So you face your work. You're right here. How's it feel? Feels comfortable? You can stretch them a little bit, like here on that joint, gently a little bit. Then here's the bone, so it's like better if you move a little bit to the side, so where you have the flesh. Yeah, lean all the way in. Use your weight and your hara. Right. That's great. And you don't have to do any manipulation with the hands right now. You're just there. You just move in. You go slowly. It's like a meditation. You become calm and a person becomes calm. I want you to close your eyes a little bit. If you can, close your eyes and get a feeling of the touch. Being there, leaning in. Are you holding your breath? Pay attention to your breath. Is it flowing nicely? If you feel it a little bit tight here, just take a deep breath and relax. Put a little smile on your face. And then very, very slowly, as slow as you can, you remove your hands from the hara and you bring it back slowly so they can still feel the heat of your hands. They don't even know that you're leaving. So you're going to make it as subtle as possible. You leave it and you bring your palms back into gasha, close to your heart. And you open your gate and you really let go. So now you touched somebody in a way that is with reverence, dignity, and completely without any ego involved. That's what you want to do.